My self-love journey began about 10 years ago, right when I was at my financial peak. I was making more money than I ever had before, with 3 rental properties, a beautiful family, married at the time with 2 boys. It felt like I was living the dream. Close to a 6-figure income, a couple of side hustles. It all looked like the perfect script. But then out of nowhere, I started feeling pain in my shoulder and pain in my foot. After a doctor visit, I was diagnosed with tendonitis in my shoulder and plantar fasciitis in my foot. Their recommendations, get this: ice packs, massage therapy, and medication for my shoulder. And for my foot, Dr. Scholl's foot inserts. That was it. I couldn't accept this as my new normal. So I started searching online for answers outside of the traditional medical system. I came across a herbalist by the name of Dr. Sebi. He spoke about self-love, healing through food, in a way that hit me to my core. He wasn't just talking about a diet. He was talking about loving your body, your temple, enough to be intentional about what you put inside of it. But there was a huge catch. God, this was a tough one for me. To follow his healing protocols, I'd have to give up meat and dairy completely, like done, right? And this was very difficult because food represented culture, tradition, all the things that I knew of when it comes to health and protein intake came from meat, right? But around this time, I stumbled across a quote that stuck with me ever since. You can be at war with the world and at peace with yourself, or at peace with the world and at war with yourself. My diet was a perfect reflection of the latter part of that statement. On the outside, I looked healthy, at least from what the world could see. But inside, my body was crying out for help. And I wasn't alone. I saw people my age suffering silently, even passing away. High school Facebook friends whose stories ended way too soon. I knew I had to do something different, so I took the leap. I gave up the double bacon cheeseburgers and the soul food staples that I felt tied me to my identity. And even though I didn't stick with the diet 100%, probably closer to 80%, my health issues disappeared. I was healthy again, but I caught backlash from friends, family, and co-workers. Not everyone understood the shift on my plate, which also reflected the shift in my weight. I lost a lot of weight during that time, but I stopped looking for outside validation and turned inward. That's when I found something deeper called self-love. I found peace. The tables had turned. I was finally at peace with myself, even though it meant being at war with the world, and it felt great. Okay, this is amazing. That inner peace challenged not just how I live, but where I would eventually move to. During this awakening, I started digging deeper into what else I was lied to about. I fell into the conspiracy rabbit hole after rabbit hole, and the more I learned, the more frustrated I got. I thought I was becoming more conscious, I would say more informed, but really I was becoming more negative. I had started the journey rooted in self-love, but now I was drowning in resentment and frustration, and my body responded in kind. The pain in my shoulder and foot started to return. That's when it hit me like a ton of bricks, right? What you feed your mind is just as important as what you feed your body. It's not just about what you eat, it's about what you think, what you allow in emotionally, what you consume mentally. That realization changed everything for me. I made a decision at that point. Self-love would be my #1 core value. And from that point on, everything shifted. I stopped consuming negative content and information. I created boundaries from people who were overly negative. I began honoring the most authentic parts of myself. Just like I protected my body, I started protecting my mind, and my body responded in kind. I was back healthy again. Right? This is crazy. I know you may not even believe this, but that clarity led to the most difficult decision of my life, leaving the United States and moving to Costa Rica. This is clearly a story for another day, but I will say this: the move tested everything I believed about myself and what I truly valued. But the deeper truth didn't come from one dramatic event. It came from a series of small moments, little reminders that I can't please everyone. And more importantly, that I don't need to. That was a hard one. With that being said, let me tell you what self-love means to me. It's living as your true, authentic self. It's not relying on anyone else to validate what you feel inside. It's having the courage to create your own values and boundaries. It's protecting who you are at your core. It's the freedom to be yourself, even if it means disappointing everyone else, including the people you love most. So if there's one thing I hope you take from this story, it's this. You have the power to create a value system that reflects and protects who you are within, not who the world expects you to be. Values aren't born with what you see with your eyes, such as materialism or traditional passed on beliefs. They're born from what you feel inside your heart. Peace.